Hey everybody, this is Dr. Maples back again with 5-Minute Sociology, where I take 5 minutes to explain an important sociological idea. Today we're going to talk about Cooley's looking glass self, an idea anchored in symbolic interaction and social psychology, which helps us understand how individuals change their behaviors based on what they perceive as happening around them. We're going to do 3 things today. First, we're going to explain the basics of the idea. Second, I'll give you some examples of this in action. And third, I'll explain why this idea is important. We got a lot to do today. Let's get started. Charles Horton Cooley came up with the idea looking glass self in 1902 and included this in his book Human Nature and the Social Order. Now, this particular book was an important early work from American sociology trying to explain and understand American culture. This whole idea is rooted in a symbolic interaction field where we try to understand how individuals are shaped by the things happening around them, and also is common in the field of social psychology as we talk about the socialization of the human mind in society. Now, the whole purpose behind this idea is to try to help us understand how individuals can change their behaviors based on what they perceive they should be doing from the social cues from other people. In essence, how is it that we as individuals change how we do things, see things, think about things, and even look based on what we perceive others expect of us? Let's explore an example of that. Now, the looking glass self has 3 steps. Step 1 is a self-assessment. We take a moment and we say, hey, my current behaviors, actions, appearances, how might others see these in this situation? Am I wearing the right outfit? Am I behaving in the right way that's going to have people think positively of me? In step 2, we react to those judgments. We take a moment and say, hey, should I change my behaviors? Am I acting incorrectly in this moment? Do I have on the right clothes for this case? We'll change so that we can fine-tune how others would see us. In the 3rd step, we develop a sense of self. This is something that happens both immediately and over time because we learn through this process of the looking glass self and thinking about our interactions with others how we should behave in similar situations. Moreover, this gives us the information that we can use to judge others who find themselves in the same situation. Thus, our individual thoughts are very much socialized thoughts. Let's look at a clear example of this so we really understand it. So let's go on a job interview. Now, how do we dress on a job interview? Well, the looking glass self actually can walk us through that process. In our first step, we take a self-assessment. How do I currently look? Well, I just rolled out of bed and I'm wearing jogging pants, so that's probably no good because people would think I'm probably a slouch if I show up to a job interview wearing jogging pants, right? That's actually where we move to step 2. We say, you know what? If I were to wear a tie and maybe a dress shirt, they'd probably think really well of me. So let's change outfits and let's put on a shirt and tie. And congratulations, because in step 3, you've now established a little piece of who you are. You now know in these formal situations where you want to shape how others see you and do so in a positive light, you can wear a tie. It makes you look like you're professional and you know what you're doing, right? The crazy thing is this 3-step process is something that you do almost every day in social encounters. In fact, anytime you go to a funeral, you're going on a first date, any social situation that you can think of, even how you behave in movie theaters, you're always going through this 3-step process of the looking glass self. How do others see me at this moment? Do I need to change my behaviors? What should I be doing in the future? And remember, we also now know how to judge others. Thing is, we're not always correct. Sometimes we change our behaviors in a way that we think will make people see us in a positive light, and we actually maybe do something that's negative. We can actually learn from that over time too as we reassess that 3rd step. Did we come across as too confident in that interview by wearing that really crazy tie? Well, maybe we'll change that in the future. Sociologists are really keen to understand how the individual is shaped by society and all these other individuals around us. Their expectations of our behaviors, our appearance, and more are a core part of how we create the self, our individual unique identities. The looking glass self gives us a great example and a great opportunity to see this idea in action. It shows us a clear way in which the individual can choose to make changes so that it shapes how others see us. But it also shows the folly of that too, because we don't necessarily always know what we should and should not do. For example, wearing that really crazy tie to the job interview. As such, we also see how this teaches us over time to be, well, a better member of society. All right, that's it for 5 Minute Sociology today. Like and subscribe to this channel. I sure appreciate it. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover in 5 Minute Sociology, leave it below. I'll see you next time. Take care.